So I was working out in the yard today and I got to thinking about what else would a small-time painter want to know. If you have a small shop and you're hustling side work and you're doing jobs for people, not real high volume, but you're working out of a shop, you're really competing with every shop in town. I was competing with about 50 shops where I'm at in the area. And I started thinking, if a guy was mobile, you could tap into a market that not everybody can even offer. So it got slow for me one December. Long story short, I bought a truck and I decided not to use a pickup and a trailer. These other guys that are mobile. Well, let me back up. First of all, I'm competing with 50 shops when I'm doing my own thing. As soon as I went mobile, I'm competing with like 4, maybe 5 guys in town. And most of them are not very professional. They're kind of like flaky and they're working out of a pickup with a little trailer. Looks like a bomb went off in there. They're crawling in and out of there. They open it up and cans of paint fall out. It's a mess. I have not seen one that was organized well. Well, I'm over 6 feet tall, so I decided I did not want to be crawling around in the back of a small trailer or digging through the back of my pickup. So I bought a box truck. And you can see this is a pretty good sized truck, plenty of walking room, and I set it up with an inverter so I have power 110 and 12. So I can plug it into the wall, it keeps the truck charged up, I can run my stereo all day. I can be on the road, flip a switch, and I have 110 to run my laptop, my printer, my Wi-Fi, charge my phones, charge my tools. Super handy. And then when I'm not moving, and I have a power supply, I can plug it in, keep my batteries charged, and run everything all day, and it doesn't tax my truck. It's just running off the wall. Super nice feature. Second thing, you want to be self-contained. So I have my laptop, like I said, and I have Wi-Fi. I've got a printer on the truck, so I can do my invoicing, do my email, print my receipts right there. It looks very professional. Another thing is, if you're mobile like anywhere else, your efficiency is critical. So you have lockers for all your tools, you have lockers for your dry goods, you have a locker for your paint, you have your toolboxes. And when it comes to air supply, I decided to go with a 220 compressor just because anything smaller really just becomes a problem and a pain. So I ended up just running down to Tractor Supply. I spent $500, got this compressor. It only pulls about 17 amps on 220, and I wired it to a plug. And the plug, now I have a Shoreline, I plug into that and I can drop it into any 30 amp plug-in any place that I want to work. I also have all my adapters with me, so I can use a range plug or a dryer plug or things like that. Now, that's really neat when you have a power supply you can tap into to do your mobile work. But another thing is, what if you want to do work at a marina and work on boats? Which is what I was really setting up for. What if you want to go to the airport and do work on planes? What if you want to do a piece of equipment in a lot that doesn't have power? You need a power supply. Now, I was going to buy a generator, and all these storms got everything drop shipped out of state, and I couldn't buy anything. So I ended up just being smart about it, and I said, hey, I bought a mobile welder. It's 100% duty cycle, 50 amp 220 service. I tow it behind the truck, so I have all my tools, I have all my welding, I have a generator that runs the truck, and if the power goes out, I have a generator that'll run my property and run my whole shop. So that's the direction I went, and I would recommend considering going mobile because, like I said, you're competing with every shop if you are just painting out of a shop. But if you also offer mobile, now you're only competing with a handful of people. You have dealerships, you have companies like air conditioning companies and plumbers and stuff like that with their own fleets, do their own in-house mechanic work. You can pull up and fix their stuff right there if they want you to. You can go to auctions, which I did for a while. You go to an auction and you can bust out 5 cars a day. And you're mobile. You don't have to get everything in and out of your shop. Now your quality suffers being mobile. That's a whole nother thing. You can't control the air, you can't control the heat, you can't control so many factors. I painted cars and parked them outside and had a guy come around the corner with a lawnmower and throw grass on a freshly cleared bumper. I've had people throw jump boxes and stick fingerprints in the hoods of cars that I just painted the hood because they had to start it and move it and the battery was dead. I've had people spray water, filling their radiator up over the top of a car when I'm painting the roof. So, being mobile has its own set of troubles and frustrations, but you can also make killer money being mobile. When I was at the auction, I was turning 5 cars a day sometimes, and you add that up, you're busting out $15,000 a month, and you only have one account. So you combine that with a shop, a private shop, then you have a lot more to offer the world than just one or the other. Another thing to consider is if you're mobile and you're insured with liability and shopkeepers on your mobile business, doesn't matter if you're a welder or a painter or whatever you are, once you're insured to work out of that mobile unit on the side of the road, in a parking lot, in the woods. You're insured being mobile, which includes working at a place like maybe your house where you couldn't be insured to run your shop. Just a thought, think of that. There's a little loophole there if you digest what I just said. But consider going mobile, and there's no reason you can't start out going mobile. If you've ever done the wet sand and clear headlights and take them, they look like crap, and make them look like new, you could make a living just doing that. If you've got a mobile power supply, you could make a living just polishing wheels. I mean, there's a million ways to make money. But as far as painting goes, if you already have a shop, I would seriously consider going mobile also. And I would also consider a big box truck because it makes life so much better. You lock the doors, you can walk around, you can find your stuff. It's like having a house, like a motorhome that you're working out of. It's great. And they're not even expensive. I only paid 10 grand for mine. So kick that around, just another pointer, and best of luck. If you're trying to make a living as a painter, clearly you don't want to work for someone else at a shop because that gets old. Being free is ultimately what we all want. So this is just another tip to help you make the money so you can keep working for yourself and not have to go back and work for somebody else. So have a good one, dude. Talk to you later.